Here's a guy who pulls things out of his ass and lots of people think he's smart for some reason.
Okay? Remember, the Big Bang, evolution, neuroscience. It's to teach us that there's no God. There's no purpose. It's all just random.
If the Big Bang and evolution are to teach us that there is no God, why is it that there are still scientists and even apologists who believe in both of those things and also believe in God? And neither the Big Bang nor evolution are random. The Big Bang behaves according to all of the known laws of physics. In fact, it is inferred to have occurred from the laws of physics. That's not random. And while mutation is random, evolution is ultimately guided by natural selection, which is not random.
It's all just material. So how do we get to this point? Okay. The answer is very simple, and we'll be discussing this throughout the rest of the semester, okay?
At what school is this being taught? Does Professor Jiang just structure his lectures into semesters to make it look like it's part of a school's actual curriculum? Or is there just a college with really low standards?
The problem is that you have heaven, you have earth, and you have hell. Okay?
How did you come to this conclusion?
The heaven is spiritual. It's consciousness. Hell, it's mechanical. It's machines. Okay? We're stuck in between. It's always our choice whether to choose heaven or hell because of free will.
What does that mean? Does that mean that the decisions we make happen for no reason rather than being determined by prior causes? If that's what you mean by free will, then how is it up to us? If our decisions happen for no reason rather than being determined by prior causes, then we can't have any control over them.
Okay? And for most of human history, we have chosen heaven. But eventually, you had people who chose hell. And when you have choose hell, you have access to technology, right?
No. Why would choosing hell give you access to technology? Why would choosing heaven deny you access to technology? In heaven, I guess technology wouldn't be necessary, but in hell, it would be useless. If hell is a place of eternal torment, would you even be allowed to use technology to make your existence easier?
And this technology allows you to conquer and control other people.
So if you die an unrepentant sinner and you go to hell, you get to use technology to conquer other people? I don't remember reading that in the Bible.
Okay. But once you control and you conquer and control the people, you have to get them to obey you.
Isn't that what conquering and controlling people means? If you control someone, wouldn't that mean that you already managed to get them to obey you?
If you are enlightened, if you know the truth, you know that none of this matters. We're all gonna die, so why should I listen to you? So in order for me to control you, I need you to fear death.
If you're in hell, aren't you already dead? What do you even mean by hell if you're not talking about the afterlife?
Okay? I need you to forget God, and I need you to fear death.
Lots of people have been pretty successful in getting people to obey them by getting them to fear God rather than death. That's how the Pope convinced people to go fight in the Crusades. He told them that if they die in a crusade, they automatically go to heaven. Clearly, those folks didn't fear death.
When you die, dying is the worst thing that can happen to you. Because remember, before people understood, death was just a part of the journey. It was a release. It was an opportunity to reset yourself and come back.
That's been used to control people too. The Bhagavad Gita contains a passage about Krishna convincing Arjuna that he should go to war because it's his dharma to do so. And besides, he and all the people he'll kill will be reincarnated anyway.
Now, death is the worst thing that could ever happen to you. Okay? So how do you forget God? And how do you get people to fear death? You use science, right? And you create theories like the Big Bang, like evolution, like neuroscience, to make people forget the divinity inside you.
Does Professor Jiang think that when Darwin came up with evolution, he did so with the intention of making people forget about God? Is that what the Catholic priest Georges Lemaitre had in mind when he came up with the Big Bang? This member of the clergy was trying to get people to forget about God?
Right? So that's what science is for.
Is that why you just pull things out of your ass instead of using science?
But unfortunately, for these people, that's not enough. Because eventually, we'll all die, right? So the only way around this is by creating a new technology called transhumanism. Okay? You may have heard of transhumanism. Again, don't worry about the concept now. We'll discuss this later on in the semester. But transhumanism is to surpass humanity, which basically means defeat death. To upload your brain to the internet so you're here forever.
Transhumanism is a boogeyman that a lot of folks like to use to scaremonger about the globalists who allegedly want to inject us with microchips and eat meat that's grown in a peach tree dish.
Okay? To trap you here forever.
Is that the plan? Are the transhumanists going to forcibly upload my mind to the internet against my will? What would be the point of that? Why would they need my mind to be around forever? What makes my mind so valuable?
And so now the question then is, why are they doing this? Why are people in power doing this?
I'll believe they're doing it when I see them actually upload someone.
Okay, so as we've discussed in this class, throughout human history, it's usually secret societies that have the power. Okay?
Is this about the Illuminati?
Why? Okay. Well, last class we discussed the idea of bureaucracy, right? Mass bureaucracy. And we discussed how in a mass bureaucracy, bureaucrats don't really want to do anything. They're lazy. Well, guess what? If you're part of a secret society and you're able to coordinate secretly together, you can control the bureaucracy because you're the only people doing stuff. Okay?
How many Quaaludes did you take before you came up with this? How could you establish that people working in bureaucracies are all so lazy that none of them ever do anything ever? That seems like a pretty extraordinary claim.
But then the problem is bureaucracies do not like secret societies. So you have to maintain your secrecy. And how do you do that? You do that through transgression. If you guys are doing bad things together, okay? Now you have blackmail on each other. And therefore, you're committed to keeping each other's secrets. If one of you falls down, everyone falls down together.
Well, when that happens in organized crime, the first guy to get caught usually gets a plea deal to snitch on everyone else. People snitch like that all the time. How does the Illuminati keep that from happening? Also, what if someone joins the secret society, gets asked to do some bad shit, but refuses and goes and tells everyone what he was asked to do? Then he's got dirt on the secret society without the secret society having any provable dirt on him. How do they prevent that from happening?
Okay? So now you're committed to maintain the secrets.
How did you find out about this, by the way? If this works so well, why do you know about it? Also, you still haven't explained why they want to upload people's minds against their will.
But the problem is this. The problem is, okay, it's conspiracy, but the moment you're found out, they'll come and arrest you. So how do you work together without actually meeting each other? And the answer is religion. Okay? Or the word we use is eschatology.
How is that secret? Are there secret religions? And if nobody meets anyone else, how do they have so much dirt on each other?
Religion is just a script, an understanding of the world that allows you to coordinate secretly. Okay? Does all this make sense?
No, just about every sentence you've uttered has been completely batshit.
Okay. So now these secret societies, they are embedded in a mass bureaucracy, and they're manipulating the bureaucracy, and they're working together to commit transgression. They have their own secret religion.
Again, if it's secret, how did you find out about it?
Okay? When you combine these three together, what happens is that they're now forced to invert this understanding, inversion. Why? Because they know that they're doing evil in this world. So when they go meet God, God's going to punish them, right? So the way to get around this is, well, I will just worship someone who's superior to God, who is Satan, okay?
In what religion is Satan superior to God in a way that he can get you out of being punished in the afterlife? If this is all just metaphorical, what exactly do these metaphors represent?
Okay. So what they're going to do is they're going to invert this, okay? By celebrating Satan, they can now justify all their transgressions, right? As a way to empower Satan.
If he's superior to God, what would be the point of empowering him? What do you get out of granting more power to someone who is supposedly already superior to God?
Also, there's a fundamental weakness in the system, okay? So let's go over the three main characteristics of the system. The first is unity. Okay? So this entire system is complete and unified. Second is symmetry. Symmetry or polarity. And what this means is that if there's good, there must be evil. If there's ugliness, there must be beauty. Why? Because you cannot have one without the other, okay?
Why not?
One thing is meaningless without the other.
That's not true. Beauty is just when you enjoy something with your senses. You can do that without anything ever being unpleasant to your senses, and vice versa.
That's why if you have God, you must have Satan, okay?
Isn't God supposed to exist non-contingently? That's what all the apologists keep telling me.
And the third principle is as above, so below.
That's from Hermes Trismegistus. Is Hermeticism the secret religion of the people allegedly running everything? If it is, the secret's been out for thousands of years.
And what this means is that everything is a reflection of each other. So you can never defeat God, but what you can do is corrupt human beings to worship Satan so that Satan becomes everything.
Why would getting human beings to worship Satan make Satan become everything?
Okay? All right. Are you guys following along?
No! To everyone who helps me out on Patreon, you're a big help. Thanks so much.